Last week, I was the only person in the Zoom meeting with my video on.
What are we talking about or what's going on?
Had to listen to someone go to the bathroom.
One of the leaders actually fell asleep and was snoring.
The language Zoom burnout has showed up in our lexicon lately, and I think that it actually doesn't exist. I think that what exists is bad Zoom burnout.
Efficiency.
Pause the video. Sort of pause the video because this is still a video. But hi, I'm Chad. I'm the co-founder of We and Me, and together with my partner in crime, Will Wise, we created this connection toolkit, and we exist on the planet to make connection and engagement easy. And I'm wondering if any of those clips look familiar to you in terms of bad Zoom. And the intention of this video right now is to create an experience that hopefully breaks your norm of meeting, because I think that normal is nothing more than a cycle on a washing machine, and so let's mix it up a little bit. Now this is a little bit odd because when we're accustomed to videos, we're accustomed to being consumers when we watch videos as opposed to contributors, right? We just kind of like scroll, watch, kind of tune out a little bit. What I'd love to do now is interact. Create a moment of connection, to skip past some small talk and create conversations that matter, to create some connection before content. So in whatever context you're in, get ready for an experiment in what happens when we ask questions that we typically don't, that go beyond the how are you, what do you do, where are you from sort of conversation rut that we often find ourselves into. And to help us with this, I'm going to employ the deck of We Connect cards that Will and I created. And just to frame up the intention for our time, right, I really do agree with Carl here that we make our world significant by the courage of our questions and the depth of our answers. And so in a moment, whoever's live facilitating your meeting, virtual conference, session, workshop, etc. right now is going to, has chosen 3 of these We Connect cards, 3 of these question cards to spark some conversation in multiple rounds that you can pick from to dive into conversations that you really want to have that, again, skip past that small talk. Now, one thing to know about the cards is they are color-coded. So purple cards encourage some level of self-reflection, green cards tend to be fun and light, and blue questions are a little bit deeper. Now, because Will and I wrote a book called Ask Powerful Questions, Create Conversations That Matter, I'm going to kick you off with the first question, but it's not going to be a green question. It's going to be quite a big question, but it's one of our favorites. Literally quite a big question. And it is, what is life teaching you right now? What is one thing life is teaching you right now, right? There's lots happening, but this is the always relevant question that keeps us in the state of always learning. And so in a moment, whatever your context is, and the facilitator in the moment will, or the leader of the meeting in the moment will decide how this works, whether you're going to do breakouts or answer as one large group in a virtual circle or rectangle. Pondering the answer to this question, what is one thing life is teaching you right now? And my invitation is, before those conversations start, is inviting everybody to take 5 seconds or so just to kind of pause and reflect on their own answer. And the reason I wanted to kick off with this question is one of my favorite Bill Nye the Science Guy quotes is, everyone you will ever meet knows something you don't. And it's part of the magic of actually getting together in person or virtually is getting a chance to learn something that lives up in the 8-pound block on the top of somebody's head, and being able to access that information to become a better person, more wise, more learned than you were 5 minutes before you had the conversation. So that's the intention. What is one thing life is teaching you right now? Depending on your context and how much time you have, you might get a chance to do a couple more questions with We Connect cards. The intention here is just to simply connect, before content. There's so much power and research and evidence that when we are deliberate about connecting to each other and to the purpose of why we're actually gathering, are the impact that we're trying to create, the productivity, the engagement, the purpose of the meeting gets amplified. So have fun with some connection before content. If this was interesting to you and you want to explore more resources, somewhere around here there will be a link that you can download a free digital version of We Connect cards, as well as our other deck, We Engage cards, which are a really fun hexagon-shaped deck with pictures and quotes that spark some really neat conversation and engagement. There's a bunch of activities that you can do with that. Also at the link right there, wean.me/ideas. Have an awesome day.